Hello, I'm Pamela Davis. Welcome to episode 143 of the Well Done Life podcast. And hello, welcome back to episode 143 of the Well Done Life podcast. I'm your host, Pamela Davis. If you are new here, hey, how are you? Welcome. I am so glad that you are here with us this week. You came at the best time. Anytime, actually, when you come is a good time. So welcome. If you've been here before, you guys know the deal. I love you deep. Thank you so much for continuing to rock with me. I really appreciate your support and your encouragement. This is one of a special time for me, and the fact that you are here and constantly supporting me on the journey just gives me so much strength. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Before we get started with this week's episode, I want to make sure that I'm foundational. You guys know how I do it. I know I probably sound like a broken record, but it is so important for me to build this house, this safe space on a very strong foundation. And so I like to make sure that that foundation is built on two very important things, and that is clarity and love. Clarity is really straightforward. I just want to make sure that you understand that the Well Done Life podcast is a podcast that I created for women. I created this space because I feel like women are the foundation of society. We need spaces where we can grow, learn, share, cry, laugh, do all of the things together so that we can continuously grow and just come together, because when we're better together than when we're divided. So welcome to this space. And in turn, that also leads me into my favorite thing, my second foundation, and that is love. Everything that we do here is going to be rooted in love. Love is the thing, and I like to make sure that you know that you are loved and cared for. And with that, I like to make sure that I send you prayers. This week, I am sending you prayers of rest because I am in dire need of some rest, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. But I want you to give yourself space to rest, because we cannot pour into others when our vessel is empty. So make sure you are prioritizing taking moments where you can relax, where you can just breathe. It is just so important to give yourself space to do that so that you can go on and keep going and doing the wonderful things that you do. Give your body, give your mind, give your heart, give your soul rest. And also, I want to make sure that I'm sending out prayers of empathy to you as well. And I want you to be empathetic toward other people because, again, we don't know the battles that people are facing as they are navigating through life. So you would be very surprised how a smile or a kind word can change somebody's total trajectory. And it can also change your trajectory. Remember, just because sometimes we're going through things, it's really easy to lash out at other people. That could be an indication, again, that we need a little rest, but it could be also an indication that we need to check our own emotions sometimes and remember that. And don't be so hard on ourselves, not just extending empathy to other people, but let's extend a little empathy, a little grace to ourselves. We're all out here trying to do our very best. So make sure that you are cutting yourself a break because you're worth the break, just like you're cutting other people one. And then finally, I want to make sure that I am also sending you prayers of abundance. I want you to be abundant, not just financially, but I want you to be abundant in your soul, in your spirit, in your heart, in your life. This is a really fast-paced time. There's so many things going on. I feel like so many people, as I've mentioned before, are in a season of transition and transformation and major abundance. With all of that transformation, that transition, that abundance, comes a lot of change, and change hits us really, 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 really fast. So make sure that you are prioritizing the things that make you happy, because it's not about always chasing the next bag, as people like to say, or the next car, the next vacation, the next dream. All of those things are wonderful, but make sure you chase your happiness. You know, whether it is fulfilling a dream that you have or just seeing someone that you love win. Don't forget to chase the things that are more tangible. Those memories that you make, that empowerment that you give, that encouragement, that love, those moments are the things that make you truly abundant. Don't lose sight of that in the hopes of materialism. So just make sure that you kind of balance it all out. You can still have all the nice things, because believe me, I like nice things too. But at the same time, value the moments that we are given, because life is very fleeting and you don't want to wind up with a whole bunch of stuff and absolutely no one to share it with. So just a few prayers this week to kind of get you guys started. I am recording on Wednesday, February the 22nd, and this episode is very special. And I'm recording at 10:26 p.m. And because I am getting ready to go out of town to celebrate my birthday. Yes, by the time you guys listen to it, my birthday would have passed. My birthday is actually on Saturday, February the 25th, and I am turning 50, y'all. Yes, my hands are up. The golden renaissance has occurred and it is occurring, and you have been a part of the journey. And hopefully I am enjoying it. I think I will. I already feel like I'm going to have a great time with my friends. I'm really just looking forward to, I'll be quite honest, a moment just to sit down, because life has been lifing, y'all. I have been busy. I had to just send a text to my friends like, yeah, I would love to say I have all this stuff planned. Nah, I'm super busy. Work is working, life is lifing, and I'm just glad to be going somewhere where I possibly can just sit down for like about a good 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes uninterrupted and relax. I just need to decompress for a hot minute. But I wasn't going to get on that plane and not come here and have this episode ready, because this is a special time. Outside of just the golden renaissance, the podcast is now officially, by the time you're listening to this, 3 years old. Because yes, the Well Done Life will turn 3 on my birthday as well. So it's a double celebration. And so I wanted to kind of sit here and take some time to talk with you guys about this, because I'm really excited for this new journey. Like I've talked to you guys about it before, turning 50 is very important to me. This is like a super intentional time of my life, because this next 10 years, I'm not playing about me. I am really not. Like, this is such a personal journey for me, because I feel like, or I know, the last 10 years, the 40s, were really devoted to healing and devoted to my family. And I have no regrets about any of that. Those journeys and experiences prepared me for where I am right now, in this space where I'm happy. I really am. I'm happy in my soul and in my spirit. And I feel blessed to be able to say that I'm going into 50 with that mindset. But at the same time, I want to be a little bit more selfish about me this time. I want to be a little bit more intentional about how I spend my time and who I spend my time with. It's time to take care of me, because I'm not going to lie, I'm in my goddess era, baby. I'm in the soft life and I don't plan on coming out. So I definitely am being very cautious about it. So I want to kind of talk to you guys a little bit about it, because as I sit here and I think about this time, like I've told you all, is so intentional. I just feel like this season has so much abundance in it. I have to think about, I'll be honest, the fears that I have about it and how I'm processing it, because I know not everyone is turning 50, but I know everyone is in a season, like I was saying, of abundance, like this season of just life changes, these transformations, these big moments are occurring. And I see it in my friends, and I'm so happy for them, because I see all of the things that they were praying for coming to pass, and it's beautiful. And I see the work that they have done and are doing on themselves. And it's just so awesome. And it is really scary. It's really scary, because when we get to these points in our lives, it's like, wow, like I've told y'all before, it's like, I'm ready. But then you start to question, am I really ready? Like, I think I'm ready, but am I really, really ready? And you have to deal with your self-doubts and fears while at the same time embracing this whole new season. And I know I've had a lot of conversations about it. I've told you guys, I made sure to, share my words of 2023. And like I said, my words are renaissance, because I'm in a revival, a rebirth of sorts, which I've just kind of explained. But then also one of my other words, which I had to write a letter for, and I read my letter to y'all. I wrote it actually with you guys because y'all are my accountability partners, which is my letter to surrender. And my second word is surrender. Because even in this season that I'm in, and let me tell you, I am truly in a season of transformation, just like my friends. I mean, life is lifing, and it's not in a bad way. It's just all coming at once. And I'm in this season where I can't use my A-type personality, go into the war room of my mind to try to make things occur, because God is like, nah, my G, you need to sit down, my girl, and you need to let me handle this. And so I have to sit in my season of surrender. And so as I am sitting here on February the 22nd at 10:31 p.m. and I'm talking to you guys, I'm in this season of surrender, and it's just like, wow. I don't want to, but I know I have to, because I want to try to make things occur, but I can't. And I'm learning right off of the rip that I have to, because I'm tired. I am tired. I'm like exhausted emotionally and a little bit physically. Like, I think the transition actually into the Pisces moon, like I was talking to a friend of mine this week, she was feeling a little funny too. Like, I just physically haven't felt right in my spirit. Like, I felt unsettled. I remember I told my mother that recently, like I couldn't sleep. I felt unsettled in my spirit. And I've had to really pray quite a bit, as well as right now I'm currently saging, and I sage every day, have the Florida water. Y'all know how I do it with the waist beads and stuff. So I just had to be like really serious with this moment in this season where I'm at. And so as I'm sitting here too, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, I'm preparing this. This is the episode right before I turn 50, right before the pod turns 3. And I'm just starting to feel better. Like the past couple of days, past maybe like 2 or 3 days, actually, I've started to feel like better, because like I literally was even in pain in like certain parts of my body. It was crazy. But I was like, let me go back and kick it old school for a quick minute, because I got to kind of see what this is about. Like, I feel like, again, the season of intention is all around me. Let me be kind of cautious. And so y'all know I'm one of those signs, numbers, wonders kind of girl. And so I had to go back and look, because this is episode 143. And it's so funny because it just, again, the alignment of everything. This episode 143, with the angel number 143, symbolizes the beginning of a new season in your life. And it says that, you know, this new change can be something new and significant, like a new job, a new romance, new project, new babies, new business venture. There are so many things that obviously new, but again, it's all about entering this new phase, golden renaissance, turning 50. So it is, you know, letting me know that it's time to start undergoing changes, and that changes are coming, but that I am surrounded in goodness, which is great, because I definitely always love the positive reinforcement of it. And it speaks also to a time where I need to listen to my instincts. And like tonight, I had to listen to my instincts to just come here and just kind of, you know, talk to you guys about this season, this moment that I'm in, and hopefully offer maybe some insight in regards to how you can prepare yourself for the seasons that you're in. Because as I keep saying, this is a time of abundance. This is a time for transformation. I mean, radical shifts are happening in people's lives. And so I am sending you obviously healing energy and positivity, that these shifts that are occurring in your life are positive right now. And if they are not as positive as you would like them to be, don't lose faith. Trust your instinct. Trust your discernment to help guide you to where you need to be. So it's funny, again, as you can see, the alignment of it all, because we all need that alignment. And then this is a season of rest, and that is also a part of this angel number. This is a reminder to take care of ourselves, to make sure that we get plenty of rest and relaxation, that we give ourselves time to recuperate and recharge, because we have to pay attention not only to what our mind and body need, but also our spirit, because everything is working together in this season for our good. So we just have to be very careful about working too hard. We don't want to get burnt out. We want to make sure that we are doing things that set our heart on fire and keep our spirit alive. So like I was saying, whatever you do to relax, that's cool. Take a walk or, get some sleep, watch a movie, read a book, but also do things that inspire the creativity in you. Because again, this season is built for that. So if you paint, you draw, you write, you sing, you create, whatever it is, tap into that, because this is a time that will help that all manifest and come together. And how, again, this season is all about life progressing. I haven't done a numerology in a while, but it just kind of, like I said, it's been sitting on me this season of not being able to rest. And now that we're in the Pisces moon, I feel much better. So, and which makes sense as a Pisces, I would feel better in my time. But at the same time, it just kind of reinforces how everything in the universe is in alignment in this time. And for me right now, that makes me feel so much better, because I could have told you all before, I've never been 50 before. I've never entered this new phase. And even though 50 is still young, 50 to 60 is a very pivotal moment of our lives. And so I want to make sure that I'm living it to the best of my abilities and being careful with the woman that I am now. Because I think that's one thing that we have to remember as we're all on this healing journey, that the people that we have become through this healing, we have to protect them, because the world doesn't change. Life doesn't change. Things don't change. Triggers keep triggering. It's just all about how we allow ourselves to protect the person that we have become now. So now that means that we do have to be a little bit more selfish with our time. That means we do have to be a little bit more selfish with our energy, as we should be, because you have worked so hard to be the person that you are right now. So that's why I was saying, this next 10 years is so personal to me, because I have worked so hard to get to this point where I can truly, honestly say within my heart of hearts that I am happy and I am living in my most actualized version of myself. And I'm looking forward to continuing to see how she evolves, how I evolve, because I'm not looking back. And I don't want you to look back. So I love sharing that, because I know the healing journey gets rough. I remember being in the pits, and I remember feeling like, this healing stuff is just not working. It is easier sometimes just to stay in one level versus trying to fix another. But I'm telling you this to tell you that the work is worth it. I'm telling you this to tell you that the peace of mind that you will get is worth it. I'm telling you this to tell you, you are worth it. And if you don't know that you're worth it, nobody else is going to know you're worth it. And so you have to be prepared to get so passionate about yourself that you will never look back to the person that you used to be. And I'm going to tell you, I'm at that point now. As I sit here in the last few days of the 40s, I am never looking back to the person that I am now. I'm going to keep going. And it doesn't mean that I'm closing the door on the things that I went through or the work that I've done. Absolutely not. It just means that I now recognize that I'm moving forward. I've learned the lessons that I need to learn. And I am grateful for all of the experiences, all of the tragedy, all of the tears, all of the laughter, all of the moments, everything. And I take all of those experiences, memories, and I put them in my heart, and they fuel me to move forward into this next season, knowing that I am well equipped to navigate it. Because healing doesn't promise perfection. Healing is a 365-day-a-year job, and you got to keep yourself sustained on the journey. So that's why I always like to let people know, celebrate all the small things. Forgive yourself for the things that didn't go well and keep going, because you're going to need that constant reinforcement to keep pushing through the journey, because it's worth it. And I think about it, if I hadn't gone through the journey, I don't think I would have gotten here. I really don't. I told you guys, when I started the Well Done Life has been a vision of mine, had been a vision of mine for well over 10 years before I even picked up the mic. I mean, it took me a hot minute to get to the point where I can do it. And I always like to share that because I had an ugly start. And I wasted thousands of dollars. Yes, not hundreds, thousands of dollars trying to start before my time and trying to think that I had to chase someone else's vision of what this was supposed to be versus leaning into who I was called to be. And so I wasn't prepared, and it came through and it never came to pass. But then, like I said, one day I just had my friend and she called me and she wanted to meet up to talk about starting her own podcast. I shared my vision with her and she was like, "Why haven't you started your own?" She was like, "You need to do this." And literally, it just started from a conversation over pancakes at IHOP to me actually going to her house the first night I recorded because I was panic stricken and I couldn't figure out how to get this mic to work that I had bought from Amazon for $20. And she helped me get it started. I ran back home, recorded my first episode, and 3 years later, we're right here. And so I like to tell that story because, again, it was an ugly start. I talked to another young lady this week because she was, she's in her podcasting season. She's new and she's, it's a little challenging at first. It's hard to stay motivated. It's hard to get the content going. It's hard when you have to think about the editing, but it's something that she's passionate about. But I think she's just a little uncertain. And so, like I told her, it's not about perfection. Perfection is the goal, but it's virtually unattainable. It's about focusing on the content and presenting it in the way that really engages your audience. Because that's why we do it, y'all. We do this for y'all. Because I'm very honest about it. I made a vow when I was on my face, when I was stressed out, when I didn't think I was going to make it. I told God, if you get me through, I will not hesitate to share the good and the bad of my journey. So that is what led me to this point where it's like timing and healing and everything worked out well. And I made that vow and I've never looked back. Yeah, the first episode was rough. I said it was funny. I may go back and actually listen to my first episode so I can see what it's like from number 1 all the way to 143. But I always will say to people, remember, an ugly start can lead to a beautiful ending. So you have to, or better yet, a beautiful beginning. So don't ever second guess yourself is why I'm saying that. Stop putting limits on what you can do. You don't have to chase lottie-dottie and everybody's perspective of how to get something done to create something magical. It's about your heart. It's about your authenticity. It's about your journey, because that's why we're doing it. And that's why you should be doing it. Because if you're chasing money, you can chase into the end of time. You shouldn't chase it, because remember, what is for you is seeking you. That's Rumi. But at the same time, it's truth. It's intention. If you seek it and and your intention is there and you're doing it in the right way, focus on sharing your experience or sharing your gifting so that you can make somebody else's life better, I promise you, the universe, God, will rise back up and provide you exactly what you need. But you have to search yourself. You've got to search your intentions. I mean, I'm 3 years in. I've never monetized a podcast. And I've been approached many a time about it. But if I get to that point, when I get to that point, I'll do it because it makes sense. And it's done the right way. I'm not paper chasing right now. Right now, I'm chasing the feeling of sharing my journey so that other people can live a better life. Because I know that that's part of my testimony. And that's it. That's my testimony. Like I told y'all, when I was on my face, I made a vow to God if he got me through. When I was on my last, when I just wanted to give it all away and end my life, that if he helped me pull through, I would never deny the good and the bad of the journey. And so I like to share it because I want to make sure that someone understands. I know where you're at, and I also know where you are capable of going. Don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your healing. You're just in the beginning. Keep going. It will get better. It gets easier. It gets smoother because your commitment is there. Your love is there. Your passion is there. Your desire is there. It gets better. And don't give up on your dreams. Because like I said, look at this. This is where we're here now, 3 years in. And when I started, I had no idea I would be at this point. I really didn't. I think in the first episode, I even told y'all I just wanted to start. I was just focused on the fact that I just wanted to start. And the fact that I started, I was like, I don't want to stop. And I didn't want to stop because when I started hearing from people telling me that they could relate to what I was going through or how I changed their perspective or encouraged them on the journey, it made me feel so good. That's what this is about because that's where I get my energy. That's my gifting. I love seeing other people win. There is so much room in this space for all of us. And when we feed into each other, imagine the powerful things that we can do if we would just be kinder to each other, if we would just be able to speak life over each other. Just imagine what we are capable of. It is so much easier to lead from a space of love than it is for you to worry about who's doing what, why they doing it. You know what I mean? Tearing each other down. Nobody has time for that. And especially now that I'm entering into this new decade of my life, I know I don't, because I have told y'all my moisture in my skin is way too important to me. And in my soul, I wanted to stay youthful and effervescent and trying to backbite other people, worrying about other people, what they're doing, busybody kind of ish. That is the fastest way to suck all the moisture out your skin. And I don't do that. I like my skin to stay effervescent because I want to stay cute and youthful and perky looking. So that's also the ulterior reason why I do this. But in all actuality and seriousness, though, I'm so grateful for y'all. I'm just so grateful because I couldn't have gotten to this point without you. And it's been a slow burn, but it's been a beautiful burn. And I'm grateful. And when I get notes from y'all and encouraging words, it means the world to me. When I feel and hear your energy and see that people are touched and are on their own healing journey, that's beautiful to me because, again, it's all about us winning, sharing, growing, and being the best versions of ourselves together. So I wanted to make sure I carved that out in the middle of this episode because, again, this season wouldn't have happened without you. And I just am thankful. I'm very excited about where we're going to go in the next seasons of these years, next years. Year 3, I definitely want to do some new things. I am going to do some new things. You know, maybe an event or two. But and definitely focus on bringing you good content because that's why I'm here. And I really look forward to interacting with you guys and having your feedback and sharing. I just, again, want to be a resource for you on the journey because I believe in you. If no one has told you that today, I believe in you. And as my daddy used to tell me, I'm going to tell you the exact same thing. There is absolutely nothing that you cannot accomplish when you put your mind to something. So set your mind, set your vision and your heart on whatever it is that you want to accomplish. Know that this space supports you and encourages you on the journey, and you go out here and win because life is short. Don't sit by on the sidelines wishing what you could have done when you can bet on yourself and go out here and make it happen. And I wanted to kind of transition to that because I've been very fortunate lately and I see a beautiful trend, more and more of people betting on themselves. And that is one of the most groundbreaking things that you can do is bet on yourself. And I know it probably sounds simplistic, but it is one of the more challenging things to do because you have to think about it. A lot of times when we're betting on ourselves, we are making a decision to go against the grain for what we believe is a better outcome. Let me just give my own example. When I left my job of 14 years earlier last year, to take another job because I wasn't happy and I needed to be challenged and I wanted to be given more opportunity to grow. I finally bet on myself because believe me, I was extremely comfortable. Like I probably could have done my old job with my eyes closed. And I work harder now than I was definitely working then. And I'm challenged more than I was then. And I'm valued more than I was then. And so it's the balance of it all. But I took a chance. And I wasn't willing to take that chance before 14 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago. I was not willing to take that chance because I was scared of upsetting the apple cart. I mean, hey, I'm a caregiver. I'm the primary breadwinner in my house. Yes, my family can contribute, but believe me, I'm carrying the weight of the responsibilities of keeping this ship together. And so for me to take that chance, I could risk, what we're used to. But I said, if I don't take a risk, if I don't listen to what God keeps trying to tell me, I'm going to be stuck in a position where I'm not going to grow. I'm not going to elevate. And that is like death to me. And I can't do that. And so I made a decision to go against the grain. And I don't regret it. I don't. For all the late nights and everything, I have no regrets because it helped me begin a trajectory to seeing my worth, to understanding my value, and to realize how much I actually do understand this journey that I'm on, that I'm actually doing the right things. And so I say all of that to say to you as well, look at your life, look at the things that you know that you need to make adjustments in, the areas. Pray about it and to be open to being moved. Because I will tell you, if you don't make that move when you get the call will move you. And it doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, you're going to go out here like something bad, terrible is going to happen. You're going to lose your job, whatever. No, it just means that opportunities can start to come to you and you might want to say no, but the opportunity is just so good. It doesn't even make sense for you to say no. Like all of your fears, worries, and doubts get presented to you in a way that it's like, okay, what are you still afraid of? Because I've taken care of that. I'm telling you, I have seen that recently. It happened to one of my other friends. She had worries, fears, and doubts, but all of her worries, fears, and doubts got taken care of because it was her season to bet on herself. It was her season to move. Don't block your abundance. Don't block your next level because you are stuck in what you think is where you're supposed to be. Don't do it because what you're thinking where you're supposed to be is not even half or a fraction of what God is thinking that you are supposed to be. I'm telling you, have faith, trust yourself, trust him, because if he sets it up for your good, it just flows. It just flows. And many of us have had those experiences in our lives where things come to us and it just flows. And you're just like, ooh, I'm lucky, whatever. No, that was for you. That was intention. That was God. That was what you're supposed to have. Claim your abundance because there is so much of that occurring right now in this season that we're in. Don't be blind to what is for you because you are stuck in fear. Believe me, your fears will be provided for. It will. It will. The things that you are questioning, it's just all going to come to pass. So I'm saying that because I feel like I need to remind people of that so that you don't miss your breakthrough. You don't miss that opportunity to bet on yourself, because when you take that step, it sets you up for your next level and your next level. This is just the beginning. And I am believing that for so many of you. And as I go in, like I said, into this next season of my life, the 50s, and I'm very proud to be there. I just want to make sure I get that clear, and I say it often because, again, life is short. Don't miss out on what's for you because you're stuck on what you're used to. Take a chance on yourself. Believe that you are capable and worthy of handling more. Listen and pray about it and move through. Because you'd be very surprised the seasons, the abundance that is coming to you. So I know that this is kind of like a shorter episode, but I hope that you can glean some of the things that I am thinking about, the prayers that I am wishing for you, the love that I feel, the seasons. Like, I'm so grateful. Like, this is such a beautiful time in my life. And I am so grateful that you are here. And I'm so grateful that we can, just commune together. And I really want to thank you guys for everything that you have done to support me over these 3 years. I am very excited to see what year 3 will bring for us. And I will always be available. Like I said, I love getting emails. I love getting notes. Share your feedback and your thoughts with me about content. I'm open because, again, this is a community for you. This is a community for us. And so if there's things that you would like to see or people that you would like me to talk to, let me know. I'm open. I didn't get a chance to keep my same format because I kind of dived in, but I want to thank last week's guest, Faith Brooks, for taking the time to talk with me about her journey as well as her new book, Remember Me Now. It is a beautiful love letter for Black women. If you have not had a chance to listen to the episode, I'm going to have it linked in the show notes, as well as I will also link her site where you can check out Faith's information, as well as buy a copy of her book. It is a beautiful book, and it is a great foundational piece for all of us who are on that journey and just remembering, because she also bet on herself. She advocated for herself. Again, it's just all of us claiming who we are and deciding that we are ready to live in our purpose. So I hope that is just another encouraging piece for you. And I also, before I sign off, want to make sure that I send a special thank you to one of my prior guests. Her name is Berlina Washington, and Berlina has a podcast in a brand called Within Her Brand, and her podcast is Within Her Podcast. We met through social media. She and I connected, and she has become someone who's just very dear to me. And with this being my 50th year, my birthday, she was so sweet. She sent me the most beautiful plaque. And I have to share it with you because I feel like I'm not the only one that this embodies. So I wanted to share this with you. And it's called Chasing Light. And it says that she is unforgettable, a collector of light and grace, delicate yet a force of nature. She finds herself continuously rising beyond the storms that relentlessly arrive to break her. Amongst the unapologetic winds and piercing rain, she holds her ground, standing tall despite it all, planting seeds of faith in all the places that ache the most. Finding hope in her heartache and strength in her struggles, she keeps reaching for the sun, always moving toward the light, even when giving up seems like the only option. Bold and vibrant, her power is unwavering. She knows that growth doesn't happen by avoiding the dark. It comes from finding light in the shadows that fall. And that's her magic. Finding beauty in what's broken, courageously following the direction of the sun, even when it's hiding. She is just like a sunflower, full of beauty but made of strength, chasing light and standing firm, only staying in places where her heart can grow the most. Emanating love and healing, she's always living her brightest life, radiating light to those who are in need of a little sun. And this is from Brian Anthony's, that's the brand. But I wanted to share that because I feel like a lot of you are those women, just like I understood and resonated with this as well. And I want us all to focus on chasing light as we go into this new season. I'm sending you so much love and care. And I want you to remember, don't diminish yourself. Be the brightest light that you can. Bet on yourself, believe in yourself. And just like this is episode 143, and 143 also means I love you. So I love you. And I hope that you enjoyed this week's episode. I will be back next week with a brand new episode. I cannot wait to talk to you. Please take care of yourselves and each other. I have all of my information in the show notes for you, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.